Hey, we're Saints. Good morning. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Blessed Friday to all of you beautiful people. Glad you're in with us. We hope you've had a great week. We've been talking about rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. And the story, for those who, if you haven't watched this week, go back. You can check them all out on all of our social feeds. But the story is basically that Jerusalem has been destroyed by the Babylonians, and the wall, which symbolizes protection, and the gates, which symbolize wisdom, have been destroyed by the Babylonians. People are enslaved, but later this guy named Nehemiah is sent back to rebuild the temple of God and restore the city. And as he does so, he faces persecution, right, by these guys. Well, particularly we hear the names Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem, who are people who are against the rebuilding of the city, and they try to thwart it, even though Nehemiah, riles up his people and they're ready to restore it. They're excited to get back to what they know and love. These three guys are trying to squash it. And so as they begin the construction, or I should say the rebuilding, the reconstruction of Jerusalem, these three guys, Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem, go against them and attack them. They're assaulting from all over the place. And they do so by calling them names and questioning their judgment, all this kind of stuff, and making them, almost belittling them. So eventually Nehemiah responds by saying the following. Listen to these beautiful words. This is from chapter 4 of Nehemiah. So as they're pushing forward the assaults by all these three bad guys, he says the following. Do not be afraid of them. That's what he tells his people. Do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome, and fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your homes. Do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is awesome, and fight. Come on, brother. Fight for your families, for your husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, homes. Fight for your lives, right? Like he's saying, you trust in God. God is power. He is might. And these Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem guys, they don't mean nothing. Get after it. And as we think about this in our own lives, as we are striving as men to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem in our own lives and in the world around us, there is totally an assault. Like, you know it. You guys feel it. If you are a Christian, and a male, especially a male Christian in today's society, you're like mocked as being, somehow backwards or stupid or superstitious or all the things that go with it. Not just for our fellows, but the ladies as well who have Christian values. Somehow you're an oppressor. Or, I always use the word the ists or the isms, the racist, the chauvinist, the misogynist, all that kind of stuff, the labels that people throw at us. All that kind of stuff, all that assault is simply to hold us down, much like those three guys in Nehemiah were trying to prevent him from rebuilding the holy city. So too do you and I face in the chaos out there people who may have... I want to say crazy, but let's just say they've been blinded by the public media narrative, right? The lies of political correctness. They're trying to hold us down too by calling us all those names and all those things. And the temptation, the fear that many people face is to just silently shut your mouths and go with the flow and let someone else fight the battle. And don't worry about it, Father Chris is going to do it. Okay, well, I'm going to, as long as I can, as long as God gives me breath, and through your prayers and hard work and our team and Greg, rock star to help us do all this kind of stuff. Yes, we're going to. But it's also something that you and I have that responsibility, right? To help rebuild the walls of the society that is a God-centered, God-focused society, in spite of all of the chaos and the name-calling and the labeling that you may face, the canceling, right? And here's the message. Remember the Lord. Trust in God, because He is powerful, He is mighty. It's true. Look, the reality of it is that truth is truth. And though it may be swept under the rug right now, or people try to manipulate and twist it, you and I know, and the majority of people know, that truth is truth. And God, who is the source of truth, as Christ himself tells us in the Gospel of John, He is the way, the truth, and the life, right? It will prevail. Trust it, brother, right? I know it may seem daunting, and it may seem scary, and the world is going to pot and everything is falling apart and we are going to end up as a, communist society like Russia and do it. Okay, simmer down. Simmer down a little bit, right? Christ will prevail. Trust it. He's power. Christ is powerful, right? The gospel teaching it's the most powerful thing, right? It prevails. Trust it. And then live your life accordingly. Does that make sense? That's the message. You want to rebuild the walls of the world out there and create the things the way they're supposed to be? Yes, but you got to do it here first so that you can do it out there second. That's how it works. To do that is daunting because, like I said, there are forces that are fighting and attacking against you because they don't want you to, because they make money off you, right? When you and I are dumb and blind and just consume and buy, they're making money. They want us there. That's why they give us these things, right? That's why we have these things. It's so that, it's the leash that they put us on. We're all slaves if we're not careful, and here's the leash. They want that. So it's time to be strong, trust in God, and let's get after it, and let's rebuild this chaos. I'm not saying that we go back to a time when things were simpler, although I do like simple. We take those values, those core values of humanity. They're not from the 50s, and they're not from the 2030s. They're core values from God himself. They may have existed in the 50s and hopefully in the 30s, but they're from God. You understand? They are the values. They are transcendent over time. And so we trust in them. We'll help you build them. That's why I beg you. Like, it's time. You want to be a builder with me? I'm building every day, man. I'm creating every day. We are working our you-know-what's off every day to produce and to speak and to fight against those forces that are prohibiting the rebuilding of Jerusalem. You want to join us? Simple. Join us. You want to join? Join. WarriorSaints.org. Subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. It's that simple. We're giving you 100%. 100%, 101% really, but we want you to join us too. Give us a little back. Give us a little bit of that effort. Love you, beautiful people. We will have Orthros and Divine Liturgy Sunday, as usual, at 9 and 10 a.m. Mountain. Love you. We'll be back on Monday, but until then, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.